I'm just sitting in the hotel room thinking about all this, thinking about how it went down. I'm like, wow, this bitch really played me.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. This year, to be brought tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel for Vlogmas Day 5. This is my second time doing this video. I did this video yesterday, the full face of makeup on, and it was looking crazy. So I'm just gonna redo it again. We're gonna do this vlog style because I don't feel like setting up my tripod, and yeah, I just don't feel like setting it up. So let me just tell y'all this story. This story, I didn't want to tell. It's a good story, but I never wanted to tell it because I didn't want to expose the other person. Now, of course, I'm not gonna say the other person's name, but still, I didn't want to put it out there because I do know that she has at times tuned into my YouTube, so I didn't want to just come on here and start talking shit about somebody and then they're like, what the fuck, Desiree? But today I don't care, so it's gonna be, what the fuck, Desiree? Because I'm telling the story. Let me put some lip balm on, but I'm gonna just start telling it. Like, so what happened was, this girl that I met through, let's say, a mutual friend. We had a mutual situation going on and I met her years ago. We became friends. Because of the mutual situation that we had, we became friends, and we were talking pretty frequently. We would talk either through text or phone call, probably every other day. And it was like that for like a good amount of time. I want to say it was like that consistently for a couple of months. And after that, like, it dwindled to less and less and less and less. But still, I considered her like a close friend of mine for a year, maybe 2 years. So, knowing that we were close friends and it dwindled as friendships do, you know, we just didn't, it's not like anything happened and we just stopped linking up. It was more like just life got in the way. You know how life be getting in the way of friendship sometimes? That's what happened. But we decided, like, I think we were talking, I don't remember if we had this conversation over text or over a phone call, probably a phone call. So randomly, we were on a phone call and we were talking about linking up again. Like, you know, let's meet up, let's catch up, let's talk about what's been happening, what's going on, you know, stuff like that. It was supposed to be me and her time, but while we were on this phone call, we were catching up a little bit and I'm telling her, like, what's going on in my life. She's telling me what's going on in her life. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm in a new relationship. I have a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, really? Good for you, you know, all of that. Point is, I told her I was in a relationship. She was aware. So in the same phone call, she's telling me, oh, actually, what we're gonna do instead, like, our plan was to link up. We were gonna go to a restaurant, we were gonna eat, and then just chill, have drinks, stuff like that. But she said, actually, what we're gonna do is I gotta get some money. Like, this guy has some money for me, so I'm just gonna pick it up. Like, we're just gonna chill with them, like, not very long, maybe have a drink, and then I'm gonna get the money and then we can go off and do our own thing. I'm like, okay. She's telling me he has a friend, so you're gonna have to, like, you know, be paired up with the other guy. I'm like, okay. She like, don't worry, we're not gonna be there long. Like, it's not really gonna be like a date situation. I just need to get some money from this guy. She's telling me she knew him from, I don't know how she knew him, but the other guy, not the guy that she's getting the money from. Maybe I should put names to the story. Okay. I'm gonna put names to the story. So the girl that I'm going out with, let's say her name is Kathy. Okay, let's say her name is Kathy. I'm watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills right now, so I'm just pick random characters, okay? So the girl I'm with, her name is Kathy. The guy that she's trying to get the money from, his name is Mauricio. If you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the story is about to sound really fucking funny. But okay, the guy she's getting the money from, his name is Mauricio, and Mauricio's friend's name is PK. So she's telling me that she has known Mauricio for a bit, like, you know, they have some kind of a relationship. I don't know what kind of relationship, but she gets money from him. So y'all are grown. You could put 2 and 2 together. And then PK, she knows through, I think, a work situation. I think at some point they used to work together. So Mauricio is a doctor. PK is not a doctor. If PK and Kathy worked together at some point, PK not doing a lot for his career. Not like Mauricio, who's a whole ass doctor, right? The point that I'm trying to make is Mauricio got the money, PK don't got the money, right? She's telling me on the phone, like, yeah, we're just gonna sit with Mauricio and PK, like, we're just gonna get the money, like, they're already having dinner, so we're just gonna pull up, like, at the end, and then get the money, and then we'll go off and do our own thing. I'm like, okay, cool, that sounds good. I'm not gonna say don't get your money, like, you know, it's whatever. If you're only gonna take 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, get the money and then we can go hang out. Like, I don't mind being a good sport. Like, I'm like that. And obviously, I don't want my girls to be in no situation like that alone. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with you. If there's gonna be two niggas and just you, I prefer that I'm there with you just so everything checks out or, you know, whatever. But, of course, she's gonna play it as I'm there for PK. She's there for Mauricio. I'm not there for PK, but let's just act like I'm there for PK for 15 minutes. So she picks me up and we head to the restaurant that they're at. We walk into the restaurant and Mauricio's a good looking man. PK not a good looking man. I'm gonna just say that. PK is not a good looking man. Now, of course, I was in a relationship at that time, so I wasn't checking for PK anyway. But like, if you're gonna pair me with somebody cute. Like, come on now. If I gotta pretend for 15, 20 minutes, I'm not leaving with PK at the end of the night. I'm not doing shit. So I'm like, okay. But let me turn the heater off because it's kind of noisy. Okay. So yeah, like, it's not like I'm leaving with PK at the end of the night. I don't really need him to be any kind of attractive because we're not getting physical, period. She paired herself with the nigga that got money, with the one that's attractive, and I'm paired with this nigga. It's cool. We're pretending. It's cool. I'm gonna let it slide. So we join them at the table. The waitress comes by. She's like, oh, sorry, they already had their meals. Like, do you guys want anything to order? Like, do you want a drink or anything like that? And I don't remember if I ordered a drink because this took place so long ago. This story is from, I'm trying to think what year. Don't remember what year, but it's definitely been some years. So I don't quite remember all the details, but because I told the story yesterday, that's why I'm like, it's like right here, right now. So yeah, I don't remember if we ordered a drink. We may have just ordered a drink, but we definitely didn't eat because we were supposed to go hang out after. Like, this was just supposed to be a chill, like, be nice to your dude, get the money, and let's cut. So we sat there. We either ordered a drink or we didn't, but we definitely didn't sit at the table for longer than 20 minutes. While we're sitting at the table, you know, Kathy and Mauricio, they're having their conversation. They're doing their little, you know, they're getting lovey-dovey, like, doing that shit. And I'm sitting there with PK. And the way I'm not attracted to this man, he keeps talking to me. I remember his teeth were like gray. Like, you know, when your tooth dies and it like turns blackish gray? His teeth were blackish gray, like dead teeth in his mouth. Like, your friend works in the medical industry. Your friend works in the medical field. He couldn't put you onto a dentist or some shit, like, ugh. And then, like, just his body type, like, I was not attracted to this man at all. Now, if I'm not attracted to somebody, I probably will just feel nothing towards them. But this man was so unattractive that I actually felt disgust towards him. Like, if unattractive is at a 0, this man was -5. Like, I actually felt disgusting sitting beside him. I didn't want him to talk to me because of his teeth. Like, it just looked like his breath stank just because his teeth were gray and black. So this is a man that I'm really not attracted to. I don't want to sit here. Like, I feel super uncomfortable. He's talking to me. I don't want him to talk to me. He's looking at Mauricio and Kathy, you know, doing the touchy stuff. And he's trying to, I'm like, no, like, I look uncomfortable. I sound uncomfortable. It's awkward. But I'm trying to just put on a friendly face because I want my friend to get her money. Like, she said she had to get the money. Like, I don't want to be that person that ruins that for you, you know? And then suddenly Mauricio, like, yo, I don't know. Like, your friend is being weird. Like, maybe we should do this another time. I don't want that to happen. I just wanted her to get what we came here for so we could go. That's not what happened. So as we're leaving the table, like, honestly, I'm zoned out. I think I'm on my phone. Like, the bill comes, they pay. So I don't know what conversation is happening anymore, but we're leaving the table. So we get in the car. She's telling me, oh, we're going to have to follow them to their hotel because that's where I'm going to get the money. I'm like, She like, it's not gonna take long. It's really not gonna take long. Like, our hotel is right there. We're just gonna follow them. So I can get the money. I'm like, okay. Like, I already sat through dinner. Like, clearly you have a purpose for the night. I'm gonna just see it through. Like, fuck, just, I guess. So we follow them to the hotel. I'm willing to sit in the car. That's what I'm thinking I'm about to do. I think I'm about to sit in the car and wait for her to go into the hotel, go with this man, get the money, come back. And guess what the fuck happened? Not that. Now I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. Desiree, there's a whole bunch of red flags in the story. I see where this is about to end. So what the fuck are you trying to say? Yeah, I followed them into the hotel as well. I'm thinking I'm just gonna sit in the car and wait for her. Like, she said, it's not gonna take long. You just gotta go pick up some funds. Like, how long is it gonna take for you to walk into a hotel, walk into the nigga room, get an envelope of cash and come out? Like, it's not gonna take that long. So I'm willing to wait in the car. Of course, I didn't say any of these things out loud, but I was thinking it in my head. And then suddenly she like, let's go. Like, you know, she's waiting for me to get out the car. She's like, be nice to PK, be nice to PK, be nice to PK, be nice to PK. Like, just be nice, be nice, be nice. She keep telling me to be nice. I'm like, why is this girl telling me to be nice? Like, what the fuck do I have to be? Why do I have to be nice? I'm not trying to get nothing out of PK. I'm not trying to date PK. Like, why do I have to be nice to PK? PK not giving you the money. It's Mauricio that's giving you the money, right? Like, what do I have to do with PK? Nothing. I'm wondering, why does this girl keep telling me to be nice? I have no fucking clue. She's trying to say, oh, he's a nice guy, just be nice. He's really funny, just be nice, just be nice. Like, why do you keep telling me to be nice? I don't care. Like, I got a nigga. You and me had a whole ass conversation. Of course, this is not me saying any of these things to her. This is me in my head. I told you I got a nigga. I told you I'm in a relationship. We had a whole ass conversation about it. Why are you telling me I gotta be nice to this guy? I don't have business with this guy. I have nothing to do with this guy. Like, anyway. So my dumbass, I followed her into the hotel. Now the four of us are in one hotel room. And I know how this sounds. I already know how this sounds. So yeah, I'm gonna take responsibility, because I don't have a pride issue. I don't have an issue with pride. I don't have an issue taking accountability. I don't have an issue admitting when I'm wrong. I don't have an issue apologizing. I don't have none of those issues. I used to have those problems. I don't have those problems anymore. I grew the fuck up. So yeah, I'm gonna take accountability. I'm gonna own the fact that I was dumb as hell that night and I knew better and I didn't do better. All the red flags were there and I followed them. I did that. At any point, I could have said, I'm not with this, Kathy. Like, I don't want to be here. I feel uncomfortable. Like, you said we were going to do something else. It's looking like that's not happening. I'm just going to link up with you another night. I could have done that, but I didn't. Like I said, I didn't want to be that friend that left another friend in a situation that could have potentially been dangerous. Like, I'm looking out for her, which is why I'm still here. Like, we're walking into a hotel with two niggas and PK is big. Like, not tall, he's big. So that's somebody that you probably can't hold off on your own. Like, I'm just thinking about the worst. I'm thinking the worst case scenario. I don't want to leave her behind and then the next day find out something happened at this hotel and I left her here. Like, I don't want to be that girl. I feel like if we go out together, we should come home together. It's just like that. And that's just not how I thought that night was gonna go. Like, I didn't think that whole hotel situation was gonna happen. So as it's happening, I'm like, fuck, like, ugh. So it's the four of us in this hotel room. I'm looking super uncomfortable. I'm standing up because I'm just I'm like standing. I'm not getting comfortable. I'm not getting a seat because why are we sitting down? Bitch, get the envelope. Let's go. Like, you know, like, I'm not trying to sit. They're asking, oh, do y'all want drinks? I'm like, nope. I keep looking at my phone, looking at the time. Like, why are we getting comfortable getting drinks? That's not happening. We're not doing that. So I said no. I think she's picking up on the vibe that I'm not really feeling it. So I think she said no to the drink as well. Or maybe she just wasn't trying to be drunk. But neither of us grabbed a drink. Then this girl comes to me and she's telling me, oh, I'm just going to go with him upstairs. Like, she's either whispering it to me or she texted me. Because I know she wasn't bold enough to say this. We definitely didn't have this conversation out loud. So she probably texted me. She like, oh, I'm just going to go with Mauricio to his other room. They have 7 rooms in this hotel, so I'm just gonna go to one of his rooms and I'll be back. Like, it's not gonna take long. Like, it's not gonna take. She keeps telling me shit not gonna take long. Shit not gonna take long. Shit not gonna take long. At this point, we're deep in the night. Like, We're deep in the night. Like, fuck. The time we took to be at dinner with them, we weren't at dinner very long, but we were still there for like a period of time. And then following them to their hotel. Now following them up to the room. Now she's telling me, oh, it's not gonna take long. Like, ugh, bitch. So you're leaving me here with PK. She's like, be nice, be nice. He's nice, be nice. She leaving me with PK, talking about something. She gonna go with Mauricio to collect her funds. It's not gonna take long. It's not gonna take long. It's not gonna take long. Now, of course, I don't want to do that. But what am I gonna say? No, Kathy, no, don't get your money, Kathy. No, I'm not saying that. And I should have, but I didn't. So she went upstairs with Mauricio. It's me and PK in the room. He keep telling me, oh, get comfortable. Like, have a seat, get comfortable. Like, you know, you look uncomfortable. Like, is something wrong? Like, am I doing something? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just tired. 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 I keep telling him I'm tired. He's like, oh, sit down, take off your jacket. I'm like, no. Now he's getting annoyed because I keep turning him down. I keep, you know, I'm acting stush. Like, I'm acting like I don't want to be there because I don't want to be there. I'm acting disgusted. I'm acting annoyed. I'm acting like a brat. So now he's getting mad, talking about some, oh, take off your jacket. I'm like, no. He like, why? I'm like, because I'm not wearing anything under it. He like, oh, so I'm like, no, like, ew. And then he tried to touch me. I'm like, no, like, And then that last time I was like, no. Then he got super annoyed. He actually left the room. He didn't say anything. He left the room just mad, like huffed and puffed and left the room. So I'm like, okay. I went behind him and I locked the door. You know how hotels have that thing, that little thing that, you know, that like extra locks the door. So if you wanted to open it, you can only open it to about like 3 inches or something like that. So I closed that. I'm in the room by myself. I'm like, she told me they have 7 rooms in this hotel. He probably just went to another one of his rooms because ain't nothing happening in this one. He thought we were gonna do something. That's not happening. So I'm in this room by myself. I locked the door already. I don't think this guy's coming back. And he actually didn't come back. So I'm in this room by myself. Time is ticking. She said she wasn't gonna take long. She's taking motherfucking long. Like, it's taking a long time. So now I'm getting super tired. I actually lay in the bed and I ordered myself a movie. He said I should make myself comfortable. Cool. I'm gonna make myself comfortable on your tab because no, you made me mad uncomfortable. So I'm getting comfortable and I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm thinking about this whole thing, like this whole night, how it's played out so far. And I'm like, damn, this bitch set me up. This bitch set me up. Not once did she check in on me. While she's upstairs with Mauricio, she did not once check in on me to see, how are you doing? How's it going? Just nothing. Knowing that you left me in this room with this strange ass man that I don't know from any fucking where. While you're upstairs doing whatever the fuck. I'm in this room like, damn, this bitch set me up. And the amount of times that I thought about just going home, like throughout the night, there were so many points throughout the night where I was like, I'm gonna just go home. I'm gonna just go home. Like, oh, I'm gonna just go home. But I thought about it like, the Uber's $40 and she's my ride. Uber $40 and this bitch is my ride. And at this time, I definitely didn't have $40 to just blow on a ride. Like, I couldn't do it. So I'm waiting for this girl so she could take me home. But I'm sitting there in that room thinking about how the fuck I got set up. I'm thinking I got played. I'm thinking like, this bitch didn't even want to link up to like reconnect. Like, that's not what this was about. She was just looking for somebody to come with her to do this because I guess she didn't want to do it alone because she knew that she knew that Mauricio was gonna come with a friend. And he probably told her like, hey, you and me can link up. We have a situation tonight. I know, pay you for it or whatever. I have a friend coming. You should bring a friend. You know, we could do it. Like, you know, that's probably what she was told. She did not tell me that. She called me talking about we should link up, you know, we should reconnect, blah, blah, blah. That was on her. I'm not the one that reached out to her to say, hey, let's do dinner or something like that. She was the one that reached out to me. The plan was for me and her to hang out. That's not what happened. We ended up hanging out with them, going back to their hotel, all of that. So I feel like she knew. She must have known. She knew about this and she set me up. That was so fucked up. Like, I'm just sitting in the hotel room thinking about all this, thinking about how it went down. I'm like, wow, this bitch really played me. This bitch really played me. That's fucked up. So I ended up falling asleep or whatever in a nigga hotel room. And she called me because I think she was knocking on the door, but I didn't hear it because I was passed out. Like, that should tell you how much time passed. Like, I'm sitting there thinking about how the fuck she played me, and I fell asleep. That's how much time passed. So she called me because she'd been knocking on the door. So I opened the door for her. She's like, oh, I got the money. Let's go. So as we're walking to the car, it's quiet. Didn't say much. She like, oh, I should split it with you. Like, let me give you some of it. I'm like, nah, I'm good. You can keep all of that. She's like, oh, no. Like, I need to give you some. Like, we did this together. No, keep all of that. You keep every single cent of that. I don't want it. That's your money. You worked for it. You keep it. She's like, oh, you sure? I'm like, ugh, I'm so sure. Because at that time, I wasn't very open to women exchanging sex for money. Like, at that point in time, I just wasn't understanding to it. I was very anti sucking dick for money. Like, I just wasn't understanding. I wasn't understanding about that. I mean, I understood what it was, but I just wasn't open to women doing that. I thought if you were doing that, like, ew, like, that's gross. I don't want any of my friends to be doing that. And if you want to be my friend and be doing that, we're going to be friends from a distance. Like, I already had some friends that had turned to that lifestyle, and I was so like, ugh, because hanging out with them, outings just weren't the same. Like, it's not just we're going to the club and we're getting drinks. It's now we go to the club and we get drinks because a nigga's buying our bottles, and to reward him for buying our bottles, we gotta go back with him and chill with him and his boys, like shit like that. So that lifestyle, like, at that time, I just wasn't about that. So I kind of was against it. So yeah, the whole sucking dick for money, I was like, okay, bitch, like, if that's what you're gonna do, you're gonna do that, but don't make me a part of it now. Like, no, don't try to split the money with me. I didn't work for that. You worked for that. Keep all of that money. I don't want that money. I mean, and now my mindset about it has changed. I still don't suck dick for money, but I'm not anti sucking dick for money. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. All these niggas is tricks anyway. Like, since then, I've definitely grown up. Like, my mentality towards a lot of things has changed. I'm more open-minded to sex work like that, even though these bitches will never admit that it's sex work. It's sex work. Whatever. I'm more open-minded to it. I'm not anti sucking dick for money. I'm still not sucking dick for money, and I still have not sucked dick for money. But yeah. Now things are different. However, this is how I felt. I feel like this girl played me. This girl set me up. She took me home, and after that day, honestly, things haven't been the same. I never once hit her up. She hits me up sometimes, like, I'm talking about in today's day, like, she'll hit me up, like, randomly, like, maybe to respond to, like, a story or something like that. It's definitely just a social media relationship. Like, shit is weird. I definitely don't trust this girl. I think she has odd intentions. But after that night, I was just so disappointed. And I felt so stupid. I felt stupid for sticking around as long as I did. I felt stupid for playing out the whole night. I felt stupid for being played. Like, I felt stupid. I felt like, wow, at any point I really could have left and I didn't. Like, why did I allow this to happen? Because I care about this girl's safety so much. I care about this girl's money so much that I don't care about putting myself in a situation that could have fucked up my relationship. Like, she didn't respect my relationship. We had a whole ass conversation. She didn't respect my relationship. Like, what if my boyfriend had broken up with me over that? Because I did tell him, but of course I didn't tell him everything that went down. The following day, I told him exactly what happened because I felt betrayed by a friend, but I didn't tell him everything. Like, I definitely left out some parts because it would have looked guilty on my end. Like, for me to explain to a man, yeah, I went into another man's hotel room and he was trying to fuck, but it didn't happen. Like, how do you even explain that away? First of all, how do you even end up there? Second, you didn't leave immediately. Like, you know, to explain that, it definitely could have ended my relationship. Like, nobody would believe that nothing actually happened. Like, the way it would have definitely been an argument. Now you're putting me in a position where I gotta argue with my man. Like, so I did lie to my boyfriend at the time. I think 90% of the story that I told him was the truth. 10% I either omitted or straight up just lied about it. But yeah, like, she didn't have any respect for my relationship, put me in a position where it could have ended my relationship. She didn't have a single concern for my fucking safety. Just because you worked with this man, she worked with PK before, I guess she knew PK before. Just because you work with this man and you know this man doesn't mean that I'm comfortable being with this person in a closed space, being with this person by myself. Like, I don't know this man. Why would you leave me in a room with this man? Talking about you're gonna come right back. Didn't come right back. Like, it took way too fucking long. So she didn't have any respect for my relationship, didn't have any concern for my safety, and then made me look like a fucking fool. Like, if that's what you wanted to do, you should have just been straight up with me instead of calling me, making it seem like you want to rekindle our friendship, you want to like get together and, you know, talk it out or talk about things that we missed, like just to catch up. Like, me and her were not on bad terms. We just, like I said, life just got in the way. So we stopped linking up, we stopped hanging out, we just spoke a lot less. So this was supposed to be like a grand rekindling, you know? And that's not what it was. This was a fucking prostitution date, and she set me up. I was so disappointed. Like, shit like that, that's hurtful to me, because even in that situation, even her doing that to me, I still cared enough about her safety, and I still cared enough about her finances to not leave her there by herself. But after that night, it was up. After that, I remember the next day I had a client. Not the next day. Was it the next day? It may have been the next day, or at some point, I don't know. I had a client and I was telling them the story. They couldn't believe it. They were like, oh my God, Desiree, like, why did you stay? Wow. And I was telling her, like, I didn't want to leave her there. Like, I don't want to be that bitch that's going to leave you behind. And then the next day, I'm going to see you on the news that some shit happened to you on the like, no, I would feel horrible if that had happened. Like, imagine if that had happened. I would have felt so horrible. So, yeah, I don't know. Even now, talking about it, the whole situation, it still pisses me off. I feel like that should have never happened. I feel like she never should have put me in that position. I feel like that was wrong as fuck. That was wrong as fuck. And we never talked about it. Hey. I said at the beginning of this video I didn't want to talk about it because the person does tune in. If she tunes into this, then you know what it is. You know what it is, Kathy. You fucked up. You were wrong for that. You really hurt my feelings over that. And even after that, even after all that time passed, earlier this year, she was trying to link up on some weird shit again. Like, we actually did link up earlier this year. Nothing, it wasn't anything like that. We actually just grabbed some food or whatever. But I definitely was so reserved. Like, so reserved. Just feeling out the vibes. Like, you know, just because this is years after the fact now. This shit happened years ago. So linking up with her earlier this year, I definitely, like, had my guard up. Still weird. Like, it's just weird vibes with the girl. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be linking up with her ever again. But our social media friendship is just gonna remain a social media friendship. After she sees this video, I don't know if it's even gonna be a social media friendship. She might unfollow me off everything. But yeah, that's that story. I see the part that I played in it. Like, of course, I could have done a lot of things differently. I could have, but that's not what I did. Like, that's just not what I did. That's just not how it went. That's not how it happened. I do have a lot of regrets about that night, but I also don't, like, I really don't want to be that friend that ever leaves somebody. Like, that's just, I'm a girl's girl. Like, I feel like there's girl code. There's just certain things that we're supposed to do, and there's certain things that we're not supposed to do. So she was not supposed to do that. The way that she handled that situation, she was not supposed to do that. She could have just told me straight up, like, this is what I'm going to do tonight, Desiree. Like, this is the deal. I need you to do this. I need you to act like this. I need you to, you know, this is what I want to do. Are you about it? Yes or no? First of all, ask me, am I about it? Yes or no? I may have said yes. I may have said no. I don't know. But, like, at least give me the fucking decency and the respect to ask me, or just let me know that this is what you're on. Like, don't be on this type of time and not tell me, and or give me an inkling. Don't give me no clues. Like, that was so whack. That was so whack. And that is the reality of having female friends. But I'm such a girl's girl, I can't see myself hanging out with niggas. Like, I'm not gonna start now hanging out with niggas. Like, no, because they just wanna fuck all day. So men can't be my friend. Women can't be my friend because they do grimy shit like that. Like, yeah, thanks for tuning into this story. Tune in tomorrow for another Vlogmas video. Hope you enjoyed the story. I don't enjoy telling the story because it riles me up. As you can see, like, my eyebrows, they go, my eyebrows come together. You know I'm riled up. This story riles me up. I'm still hurt over it. I still have feelings over the story. Like, I still have feelings over this story. But anyway, leave a like, chime in down below, leave a comment, tell me how you feel about it. Who's wrong? Was I wrong? Was she wrong? Was all of us wrong? Was PK wrong? Let me know. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow.